Hello viewer, welcome to our channel. Our today's topic is programming paradigms, also known as programming styles. Now what is programming paradigm? Programming paradigm is fundamental style of computer programming which classifies different programming languages. More effectively we can say, programming paradigms are a way to classify programming languages based on their features. Languages can be classified into multiple paradigms. There are three different programming paradigms or styles. These styles are categorized on basis of its emphasis on different things in programming. First is function-oriented programming. It emphasizes on function more than procedures and objects. Second is procedural-oriented programming. It emphasizes on procedure more than functions and objects. And third and most important and beneficial is object-oriented programming OOP. It emphasizes on objects more than procedure and functions. It provides better security and reusability of code and many more features. Next is significance of programming paradigms. A programming paradigms is the main part in forming a programming language along with programming concepts and their subsets. Now let us understand this better. It serves as a pattern or model for programming language. It's about how you write or organize your code. Object-oriented programming organizes data and logic in objects as properties and methods, or we can say properties and behavior. Objects are also called logical entities. Procedure-oriented programming write the sequential series of execution steps. Function calling, jump and break are not feasible, and top-to-bottom approach is used. Function-oriented programming organize code in functions only with clearly defined tasks and their parameters. Here are some concepts and examples of function-oriented programming language. We can use different types of functional concepts like high-order functions, eager evaluation etc. Lisp is the first functional programming language. The name Lisp derives from list processor. Linked lists are one of Lisp's major data structures, and Lisp source code is made of lists. Here is a code example written in functional-oriented programming style. In procedure-oriented programming, the language is formed using procedure sequential codes, sequential execution without any transition concepts, and the language thus formed is procedure-oriented language that emphasizes on procedures. You can see some examples of procedure-oriented language. Well, Fortran is the first procedure styles language. In this example you can see that there is no use of user-defined functions, only thing matter is procedures. No transitions exists in this code. There will be a sequence of execution of these steps. Now object-oriented programming style is the best style. It uses classes, objects, encapsulation, data abstraction, data hiding, polymorphism and inheritance as concepts and give the best and well-known programming languages such as Python, C++ etc. By the way, Python uses this style majorly, but it also supports many types of styles according to purpose. Look at this example in which a class is made as input area and its object created by using new keyword. Member function is also available in this class. We will learn this topic in detail later in this video. Now what is this structural programming? Structural programming is combination of two functional and procedural language. This is because they uses structures and key in place of class and objects as user-defined data types abbreviated as UDDT. Let's see some differences between them. As we learned that structural programming focuses on functions and procedure that operates the data only, while object programming focuses on data that is operated. Program gets divided into small parts called functions. This feature not available in procedure. But in object-oriented the program is operated by using objects. Data is passive in this case, while objects are active. Structures programming uses less memory and less secure, while object-oriented uses more memory and it is more secure. We will see how it is more secure in data hiding topic. Let us know some important facts. The first major procedural programming languages appeared in 1957 to 1964, including Fortran, ALGOL, COBOL, PL, I and BASIC. Lisp was the first functional programming language and the second oldest programming language still in use after Fortran. Lisp began life in 1958 as a project led by John McCarthy at MIT. Simula was the first OOP language. While Java, Python, C++, Visual Basic, .NET and Ruby are the most popular OOP languages today. Introducing OOP. An object-oriented programming (OOP) is a programming language model which is organized around objects rather than actions and data rather than logic. Before the introduction of the object-oriented programming paradigm, a program was viewed as a logical procedure that takes input data, processes it, and produces output. But in case of OOP, a problem is viewed in terms of objects rather than procedure for doing it. Now the question arises, what is an object? Now we will see what are objects and classes, followed with some examples. Objects. An object is the basic key concept of OOP. Every object is characterized by identity, properties and behavior. It clearly defines an entity in terms of its properties and behavior. Classes. A class is a group of objects with same attributes and common behavior. It is basically a blueprint to create objects. Focusing this example to understand classes and objects, a class with blueprint of identity, properties and features or behaviors. A class is defined which contains all types of cars such as Honda, Tata, Hyundai etc. And we picked one car as an object, let's say Renault. Now this object has some properties of their own as shown: its color is red, its price, its brand, its model, its year etc. And also some features or behavior like start method, brake specialty and its speed. In Python there exists a wide importance of indentation. We can say the complete Python is dependent on indentation and so the classes is. The syntax of declaration of class is shown on screen. It's similar to that of any function or conditional statement or looping statements. Here you can see that after colon each statement is at same indentation level. Here is the example of using class in Python. An object with small t of team created through a function of original class with capital T of team. Basic concepts of object-oriented programming. There are 5 basic concepts of object-oriented programming which shows a variety of advantages over structural programming languages. They are also known as basic building block of this style. First is encapsulation. As the name suggests, it is combining of two entities, which is data and functions associated with object, into one capsule. In most of the languages including Python, this capsule or unit is called class. We seen above examples and the picture below. Second is data hiding. As the name suggests, it is something related to hiding and protecting our data. This concept is used for security reasons. That's why it was written in difference that object-oriented is more secure than structural. This data hiding can be achieved by using private, protected and public declarations of different properties and behavior, or we can say different data and its operating functions. Publicly declared member of class can be accessed from inside and outside. Protected declared members of class can't be directly accessed from outside but can be accessed through objects. Private can't be seen and accessed from outside. Only member functions can use them. In Python, private and protected are merged as private and public are used, unlike C++. Data abstraction. You are using your mobile phone. But do you care about its circuitry, that how it is manufactured etc. You are only bothered about your purposes that are called using WhatsApp etc. This is what we call abstraction. The process of identifying and separating the essential feature without including its internal details. Both the above discussed concepts are the subset of data abstraction. Thus we can say data abstraction is the way of achieving the above two concepts. Fourth is polymorphism, where poly means many and morphism means forms. Thus we can say dividing our task in many forms. Or we can say one man can play many roles such as brother, father, husband, son etc. It is the ability to use an operator or function in various forms. Let us understand them. What is operator overloading? What is function overloading? Overloading here is used as giving or assigning them many tasks in different ways. In operator overloading, let's take a scenario of adding two numbers and adding two strings. In both the operator is same but the operands are different. First one will do addition and print the result, while other one will do concatenation of strings. Thus in this way operator overloading is achieved. Now we move to our next question: what is function overloading? This function overloading game is of parameters that we pass in functions. In class 11 we learnt about function parameters. Let's take the on-screen example, in which you can see the function name is same but the parameters in each case are different. On basis of returning value, functions are of two types. First is null function that returns void or no value, and second one which returns some value. First one in example is void, that means no return, only prints something on console, therefore it requires no value as parameter because printing doesn't require any value. Second example takes two values as parameter and returns a value as their sum. While the third one takes three values and returns their sum. This is called function overloading. Fifth and last concept of object-oriented programming is inheritance. This concept is responsible for reusability of any code. As the name suggests, it will derive or inherit something from it. In definition, we say it is a mechanism of deriving a new class from an already existing class. There are 5 types of inheritance: single-level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. Let us understand them one by one. In single-level inheritance, there is one base class and one derived class. While in multi-level, first level is base class and second level is both derived for above and base of below. And so on. In multiple inheritance, there exist two base classes from which one is derived. It is opposite of hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance includes one base class with many derived classes. Are shown in diagram. Hybrid inheritance is the combination of any of the above 4 types of inheritances. As shown on screen, there are 2 examples of hybrid. One is a combination of hierarchical and multiple, while other is a combination of multi-level and multiple inheritances. A function is processed in 3 different parts, viz. declaration, definition and calling. Declaration using def keyword. This declaration can also be of 2 types, viz. local and global. Local means declared inside a body or class, means indented at inner levels, which is also called member functions. Global means outside of body and approachable in the complete program anywhere. Now second is definition of function. It specifies what that function work. And the third one is its calling with or without parameters. This calling is of 2 types, static and dynamic. In static, linking of function call to its definition is done during compilation of program, which makes output response slower. While in dynamic, linking, the call and definition are linked at runtime. Runtime is the time of its execution. Advantages of object-oriented programming are simplicity, means better understandable using real world. Modifiability means it is easier to modify a part in class due to limited access. Extensibility and maintainability. This means we can extend the program by extending the objects, which are easily maintainable. Reusability means objects can be reused in different programs. Inheritance makes it possible by deriving new classes from base class. Last but not the least is security, as we discussed that its security is more than structured. This is achieved by data hiding concept that uses different visibility declarations. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.